around our country and around the world that come. And this might be their only visit to our country if they're a foreign visitor, what they see here. And this event is a powerful example of having these places that we have, are places not just as a places to be preserved, but as places to be experienced and appreciated. Working with IndyCar, DOT, and D.C., this route that was unveiled today showcases the majesty of these treasured spaces, and at the same time will be safeguarding their integrity. Park Police, the U.S. Park Police, various crews will be out in force to ensure the mall remains safe and pristine before, during, and after the race. And I do want to say a special shout out to Mayor Bowser. It's been such a pleasure working with her team and the U.S. Park Police, as we have now achieved in this city historically safe records in terms of safety, and we've got historically some of the most significant budgets for beautification. Just on fountains alone, we've got over $120 million that's being spent this summer. If you've been a resident of the city and you've walked, thank you. But if you've been a resident of the city or you've been a visitor, you've walked by dozens of fountains that haven't worked for decades. These are all going to be, as part of the safe and beautiful executive orders. They're all going to be ready to go by the 4th of July. So we're inviting all Americans to the capital city that we can all be proud of. It's never been safer. It'll never be more beautiful than it is right now. And again, I want to thank all the parties that are here today for coming together with this extraordinary event that has an opportunity to be celebrated by so many Americans in person or again watching on Fox. So thank you everybody today, and thank you, Bud. Fantastic what's happening. Great job.
Thank you very much for being here. You know, our next speaker is Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy. I'm going to go off script here a little bit. On January 21st, I called Mr. Secretary, and I said, this race is not happening. I called Senator Bernie Moreno, front seat here, didn't I, Bernie, and said, it's not happening. I can't get the votes across the street to make this race happen on Capitol grounds. And Secretary Duffy and his Chief of Staff, Pete Meacham, said, don't make those calls. We have another idea. Other ideas about how we're going to bring this race to our nation's capital. And that was to have it moved. Next day I came here in the morning on a Saturday morning. It was cold. And I walked the areas, I walked the streets with my little roller, measuring the roads, see were they wide enough, were they quality enough. And we found a new racetrack within less than 24 hours, Mr. Secretary. And if it wasn't for his perseverance and pushing me and telling me don't stop and keep moving forward with another idea, and Senator Bernie Moreno pushing me along the way also to say don't give up over here. We're going to make this thing happen and happen in a different way. That's why we have our event. And then once we established it on this national mall, it was Secretary Burgum's involvement, our mayor, Mayor Bowser, to say, okay, we can make that happen. And sure enough, they did. They did. January 21st, this was on life support. And now here we are today to announce this is happening in 166 days. Secretary Duffy's pretty creative. When he thinks about speed and innovation, it's all about what we do here in America with our transportation industry. And, of course, at Penske Corporation, with 400,000 trucks on the road, we sell 500,000 vehicles every year. We're all a part of what his DNA is about transportation, aren't we, Mr. Secretary? I also love his phrase that he coined. Freedom doesn't ring, it revs. Please welcome Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy.
Thank you, Bud. It's good to be with all of you. As Bud mentioned, today almost didn't happen. So this idea came up about 9-10 months ago, and what we realized was DOT was thinking about a road race in the city at the same time that Penske was thinking about a road race in the city, and we had a meeting and fortuitously brought up the fact that we're thinking about the same race. And so we developed a strategy where I was going to call the president and Roger Penske was going to call the president to pitch him on this great idea, which, by the way, it doesn't take much pitching to the president to say, let's do an all-American road race. He was absolutely yes. And as I'm going to just share a little, we're in D.C., so the sausage making sometimes can be frustrating. I'll share some of the sausage making. Bud came up with a great course. We were going to go around the Capitol, but the Capitol, the Congress would have to do some approvals for us, and frankly, some people didn't want to give them to us. and we were running out of time. And Bud was like, I got 5 days. And we talked about it. We said, let's find a different course that's going to work without congressional approval. And he said it was cold, and it actually was cold. I think there was a snowstorm going on in D.C., which, by the way, this weather was way better. But a snowstorm was going on. Bud flew up, came in, walked the course, which brought you to the race course we're going to have on August 23rd. This was a team effort. Again, it's Penske's, it's Fox, it's the mayor, it's Interior, and everybody else joining together, not to make a profit, not to get your name out there, but to say, let's celebrate America. Let's celebrate America's birthday. And what I'm amazed at is the number of companies, the individuals that are willing to give to a great effort to have a great celebration for America's 250th birthday. And again, Fox, who you're going to hear from in a second, Eric, have been great Fox Sports on that front, but also Penske. And as I look at the car, right, it's beautiful. I can't help but notice we have a DOT great logo on the vehicle. You do too, Doug. It's fine. Yours fine. Ours looks great. But I can't wait. It's going to be hot in August. The city kind of falls away. People go to the beach. Congress usually isn't in session. And we're going to bring throngs of Americans into our capital city, and we are going to celebrate our birthday with a free, awesome IndyCar race sponsored by the Penske's, Fox Sports, but Freedom 250. And Bernie, I know Bernie's here. He looks good out there, but anything cars, Bernie's very helpful with. And Bernie, I appreciate your support and help on this as well, one of Ohio's finest. So, again, I'm looking forward to it. 190 miles an hour. Last time we did this, 1801, we had horses race in the Capitol. Next time we do it, we're doing 190, 185, whatever miles an hour, starting right behind us. We're going to start a race in the Capitol. Right behind us is going to be so cool. So I'm looking forward to it. God bless. Freedom Revs.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Once again, thank you, Senator Marino, for the push that you kept giving me along the way. You're an amazing leader here in your first term of office as Senator from Ohio. You know, I've often talked to the mayor's team about the big events they put on this city. And Tanya Mitchell and her team, Tina, raise your hand, are an amazing group of people. Commander Bagshaw, where are you? Commander Bagshaw, raise your hand. I know you never like to recognize, but back here in the corner as well. All the special events that go on in this city require an interagency cooperation. And that's a lot of agencies, from the DDOT to fire to permits to everything that goes on. And of course, the people that protect us, Commander Bagshaw and his team as well too, all have to happen here. Mayor Bowser, I've never seen a city ever in doing these events that has the coordination that your team has to put on big events. And I applaud you for that. We should all applaud you for what you do here for this event. Mayor Bowser has truly become a true friend in this process. When I first brought this idea to her, I think she crossed her legs and said, "Really?" And from that initial inception, she has been behind me and inspired me every step of this journey. But she wakes up, more importantly, every day dedicated to our city, its communities, and our residents. And what she has done also, and Ted knows this, to make this a true sports capital is second to none. Please welcome Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bauer.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. I am just really delighted to be here with you, Bud, my new friend, Bud Denker. Give him another big round of applause. He took on a truly Herculean task, and he's going to get it done. And I'm just so grateful for his vision. I want to thank my friend Secretary Burgum and also Secretary Duffy. Please give them both a round of applause. When Secretary Burgum was talking about fountains, that was me clapping. We are so excited that the Secretary has really taken as his charge all of the federal parks and spaces in Washington, D.C., and truly giving them the attention that they deserve. And Secretary Duffy and I usually aren't talking about speeding on D.C. streets. But today we're talking about speeding on D.C. streets. And that's because we are delighted to bring IndyCar to Washington, D.C. And we are very excited to be celebrating American semi-quincentennial in Washington, D.C. So there will be so many events. We have a local commission that is working with the national commissions to make sure that all Americans know that coming to their nation's capital to celebrate America's 250 will be a great time. We are the sports capital. Very frequently people only think of us for our monuments and memorials, and we want you to think of those too. But also think about our world-class sports and entertainment right here in D.C. You're going to hear from a true sports and business leader in our city shortly. Ted Leonsis and his team at Monumental Sports are undertaking a true transformation of the Capital One Arena and building championship teams, and we are grateful for their leadership. So wherever you're coming from in America, remember this: we have won a World Series, a Stanley Cup, a WNBA championship, an NWSL championship, all while I've been there. And so we've done just a phenomenal All-Star Week. In 2027, we'll host an NFL draft, and we have race fans in Washington. And I explained this to Bud. We had a racing event here a couple of summers ago, and all of us were taken by surprise by the thousands of people that flocked to downtown D.C. That day. So yes, sports are fun and games, but yes, sports are also dollars and cents. And when you're the mayor, you heard the ambassador talk about this in August. Sometimes it's a little bit slower for restaurants and hotels. It's a little bit slower. So when thousands of people are already getting their reservations for our hotel rooms for this Indy weekend, by the way, you should get your hotel room for this Indy weekend. It means that more D.C. residents are working, more hotel workers are working, and more people can make the investments in their families that they so deserve. So our teams, and thank you for recognizing our team at HSEMA and Tanya Mitchell, who has coordinated so many large events in our city, our team at MPD and Fire and EMS, and our entire public safety apparatus. We're here and ready to serve you. Happy birthday, America.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Thank you, Madam Mayor. You know, just a side point on economic benefit. The Detroit Grand Prix is now downtown Detroit. This will be our 4th year racing. That race in downtown Detroit. That race in downtown Detroit brings over $101 million economic benefit to our city every single year. I want to double that number here with the number of people we're going to have here for free to make that $200 million of benefit to this city in August. You just watch what we do when we get there. You know, I'm lucky to work with one of the titans of industry and sports in Roger Penske. So I recognize when I see someone who possesses great entrepreneurial minds, but also one that's focused on the community and also giving back. Ted Leonsis has these qualities, and his team at Monumental Sports, from his son Zach and Jim Van Stone and the entire team there, are truly world-class to work with. They are helping us do all of our sales and sponsorship of this event, because I could not do that with my team, because we don't have the intellectual capital, Ted, to do this in your city. What you have meant to our city with the teams that the mayor just mentioned, in keeping your stadium and your arena in our city, this city, I'm calling it our city now, is so important to all of us. Please welcome to the stage the chairman, the founder, Ted Leonsis.
Thank you so much. I was a student at Georgetown University, graduated during the bicentennial, started my first business, sold red, white, and blue snow cones right here. 2018, we gathered about 250,000 people right here. It was one of the great days for our city, uniting everyone when we won the Stanley Cup. This is the most important piece of real estate, I believe, in our country. And as our mayor coined Washington, D.C., it's not the District of Columbia, it's the District of Champions. And so now to have a race of this caliber coming here really means a lot, and to be able to celebrate and send a love letter around the world that the people can come here, come understand what Washington is all about, is really a great thing for us to do. We want to work and try to keep this event free. Penske is absorbing a lot of the costs, as is the city and the federal government, so we are going to corporate sponsors and trying to get them to buy suites, to do sponsorships. All the money is not going to Penske, it's to support all of the infrastructure, because we can have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people here to celebrate D.C. and also for a lot of young people be their first race. We know how important this city should be as a convener. Right up the street, Capital One, we bring 3 million people in per year to come into our city. They live in D.C. or Maryland or Virginia, or come in, one of the tourists that just want to experience professional sports. And this is a big, big social responsibility. And for us to be able to bring the federal government and the mayor's office, all of the auspices in the government, and for the White House to say, let's go and let's do this very, very quickly. It's going to be a great day, and we're thrilled to be associated with it. Thank you for coming, and Bud, I'll bring it back to you.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Ted, for your leadership and what you've meant to this city as a world's sports capital. We're getting almost to the checkered flag here with our next speaker, and that's Team Penske's number 2 Chevrolet driver, Joseph Newgarden. And by the way, as somebody mentioned earlier, 48 hours ago, Joseph was strapped into his rocket ship, flying around the Phoenix Raceway at 180 miles an hour. With 8 laps to go in that race, he passed the competitor and went on to win that race at Phoenix International Raceway. So give him a round of applause for that. You know, Joseph's from Nashville. He's a true American. He's an American hero. He's a 2-time IndyCar champion. He's a 2-time in a row, by the way, Indy 500 champion as well, just a couple years ago. He's a true American hero to many people, and including myself, to us as well. I took Joseph around the racetrack for the first time today. He's another person who never saw the racetrack until we brought him here today. So many of his peers and competitors are going to see it also for the first time, but not in person, Joseph, like you have. So please welcome to the stage, a true champion, a true American hero, Joseph Newgarden.
Thanks, Bud. What an honor to be here today. I guess I'm representing the driver fold for the IndyCar series, and I got to say this is the most unique thing I have ever seen in motorsports. I've been racing for 15 years professionally, and I've certainly never done anything like this. So I am so excited to be here and to represent our championship, to represent Fox, to represent Team Penske, and all the great folks that have made this happen. I've got to meet a lot of great people here today. I actually want to recognize FCC Commissioner Carr. This is going to be a publicly televised event. A lot of people are going to be watching this, so nice to meet you. Thanks for your support. And also, Senator Banks from the great state of Indiana. Thank you for being here. Great to see you as always. I am a Tennessee guy. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, but the state of Indiana and Indianapolis is basically my second home. And I'm going to kind of wrap that into the point that I wanted to make today. What I find so great about this event and what I hope people take from it is the inspiration of automobile racing. If you're going to bring an automobile race to the Capitol here, why would it not be the IndyCar series? This is the most historic form of motorsport racing that you will find in the world. We're going to run the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 this May in Indiana, so you're not going to find something more legendary, innovative, and inspiring as an IndyCar on these streets. So I'm going to personally be trying to win this race. They always don't. They ask a lot of us. They only ask one thing, though. They say, can you please just win the race, Joseph, every time I show up? And I can never guarantee that for anybody. There's no magic behind it. You just got to work hard and try and make it happen with your team. But I think it's incredibly fitting to bring the IndyCar series here and to represent the country and to inspire, hopefully, the next generation. The last thing I'll say is the reason I love IndyCar racing, too, the reason I fell in love with it, it's much like trying to watch a team organize and build a space shuttle and fly to the moon. you know, what drivers used to do when I would watch on TV or watch in person. I didn't know how it was possible for drivers to control these cars in city streets, and I always grew up wanting to do that, wanting to figure that out and to work with the team. So I hope we can inspire people this summer when we come here and they get to see this firsthand. There's no bad seating spot when you come to an IndyCar race on a street circuit, so definitely roam around. That's the whole point of it, is you can see the whole track, enjoy it with your friends and hopefully your family, and take in all the action. So what a pleasure to be here, complete honor, and can't wait to celebrate this entire summer with everybody. Thanks so much for the support.
Thanks, Joseph. As usual, he's certainly buttoned up. He was representing and congratulating and thanking Senator Banks for being here as well. I had that in my list, as well as FCC Chairman Carr as well. Thank you for being here as well. You know, we expect Joseph to win the race, being a Team Penske guy, but we also run the IndyCar series, so I need to be agnostic and hopefully everybody has a chance, right? Mark Steele is over here from Chevrolet. Mark runs all of Chevrolet Motorsports for us over here as well, too. Mark, thank you for being here as well with us. As I mentioned before, we're 166 days, all we are, from seeing this spectacle unfold behind us and around us. And I can't be more excited, and I hope, obviously, you couldn't be more excited also. Tell your friends, go to freedom250gp.com, freedom250gp.com. They have to get a free ticket online once we announce that, probably around April 1st. As we said before, expect 1 million people down this amazing mall behind us right here to celebrate this historic event. I'm excited about it. I got a lot of work to do with my partners, don't we, Tanya? A lot of work to do here. Don't we, Secretary Burgum? A lot of work to do here as well. And but we're going to make this happen and make all of you and everyone watching proud. Thank you very much. We have a few helmets here, so for your next cabinet meeting, Mr. Secretary, we have to have that on. Okay, is that okay?